officially in pre-game live mode. So, folks, if you start... Oh, did I just lose you?
All right. You hear me okay?
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, looks like we are officially live. Do a sound check here. Oh, don't have my microphone on. Checkity check check. Check 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 check. Oh, how about now? Check 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 check. All right. Check. All right. Vern, can you give me a sound check, please? I lost Vern. Accept. There we go. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
All right. Go ahead and give me a sound check, Vern.
You hear me all right?
Yep. Yep. All
Talking
right.
normal?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. All right.
And let me get
So,
here.
what we are going to do is we're going to go officially live at just about 3.5 minutes. But what we're going to do right now is to do some of our pregame setup. And if you're looking at the screen right now, you can see the overhead camera. Let me get that pip off of there. You can see the overhead camera. And for the viewers at home, I've put some yarn out here. That's not going to stay out here, but that's indicating um, the four patrol zones. So there will be 4 NPCs patrolling. So the next thing that you do is you set out 4 buttons at the point where that zone, where that patrol area is closest to the center of the table. So those are my 4 buttons. So the next thing that we do, so that's not exactly where they're going to start. That's just part of the process. So the next thing that you do is, where's my patrol page? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I wasn't able to print out those things.
Oh, okay.
I'll just go off of what you're saying, so no worries.
Nope, yeah. So we have the 4 buttons down. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to move each of those buttons 4 die 6 inches clockwise.
Okay.
So we're going to start with this one here. We're going to go officially live in just about 2 minutes. 8, 19, 11, 6, 14. So this one is going to be back around on the back side. Oh, moving clockwise. Moving clockwise, it's going to be over here. Okay, now we don't, at this point, let me put the top camera back up. So it actually ended up way back over here, 14 inches away. What we don't know is what direction that patrol is going to be moving. We simply know that that's where he's starting. So I'm going to go ahead and just put a fella right there just to show that we know somebody's over there. All right, here is for the second patrol marker here. 12. 12 inches clockwise is going to put him back on the back side over here. This fella over here, I'm going to go ahead and put a fella down to show that we rolled for that one. Oh, you can't really see. That's slightly off the table there, but he's back. He's back here.
Yeah.
All right. Clockwise for this fella over here. 12, 15, 16, 17, 18 inches clockwise. Wow, that's quite a spin around the block. So he's going to be way over here. Clockwise, way over here. We'll put a little marker out there for him. A little character. And then we have one more to roll for. So this is setting up the patrols. What we still don't know, 10, 11, 12, 13. What we still don't know is 13. What direction they're going to go. But we're about to decide that. So 13-inch guys. So now I'm gonna remove the yarn. So did you guys see? That's how you set up Now, your terrain does not have to look like this at all. Oh,
Do you do you want to leave the yarn for your folks to
no,
see?
no.
Oh,
It's too annoying for me to leave it out
oh,
there. It'll just get pushed around. I'll constantly have to fix it and stuff
oh.
like that. So
No,
I
I
don't
mean
really want to leave it out there.
just initially for the
Yeah. I'm gonna leave it out there for definitely for right now, so we could talk about it
yeah.
one more time.
Okay.
So your buildings could look differently. It's not for this scenario. You don't have to have this sort of thing. What the idea is that the yarn should be so ever so long, and I think the scenario says about 20 inches or so. Um, 20 to 40 inches long. So you have a big range that it could be. And then you want to find a loop where you can do these loops. Over here on this one, they actually go through this little tunnel here and come out the other side and continue their loop around. So kind of
Yeah.
mark your loops, and again, you don't have to use the yarn. That's not definitely not part of the scenarios. Normally when we do this, I don't lay the yarn out there. I just say this guy's going to move around these buildings, this guy's going to move around these buildings, this guy's going to move around those buildings, and this guy's going to move around there. The yarn is really there simply as an example for y'all watching this scenario so you understand
Yeah.
what the patrol routes are. The next thing that we're going to do as far as the patrols are concerned, is we're going to determine whether or not which ones are going clockwise and which ones are going counterclockwise. So two of them are going to move in a clockwise pattern and two will go the other way. So we're going to start with just randomizing it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one is going clockwise. 5, 6 is this guy over here is going clockwise. I'm going to turn the little model to show that that's the way he's going. So I need one more going clockwise, and it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6 over there. 5, 6. So the two guys on that side of the table, this guy, and he's already facing clockwise. Those guys, these two patrols on that side will be going in a clockwise pattern. The two guys over here will be going counterclockwise through around their loops. And what do you know? They're already facing that way. And now the yarn goes away. If you really want to kind of see those patterns, also it's easier for me to cheat if the yarn isn't out there. So I don't want the yarn out there suggesting, holding me to, a specific pattern. If no, he's supposed to jump over the building. So that way I'm able to cheat a little bit.
Mhm.
But don't tell Vern. Don't tell Vern.
Okay.
We've already drawn cards, and now the next thing that occurs is that the player, you get to know. Oh, I'm sorry, I got one more fella. I get a wandering fellow equal to the number of player leagues. There's only one player league in this, so I get one wanderer. And he appears 1d8 from the center of the table, so he's just 2 inches off this way. So he will move randomly each turn instead of following a patrol. So there's no telling where that guy is going to go. So he is just right out here, just 2 inches away from the plot point. Let me double check and make sure I didn't screw that up. Starting spot, turn the calls of patrolling clockwise, blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, that was the setup. So now, after you put the wanderers out there, and you kind of have to follow the directions for the scenario. Not every scenario is like that. Some scenarios you have to deploy before you know where the baddies are going to be, and the baddies start appearing around you. In this scenario, the idea is that you've been kind of watching this area and have a sense of what's going on before you're moving in there. So that's where we're at. The Wanderer, D8 from the center of the table. Okay. And then you can be anywhere on the table, except you must be 1 inch away from all enemies. So you could be, and anywhere on the table that is over 6 inches from the plot point. So you cannot get the plot point on turn number 1. So you have to be over 6 inches from the plot point, and you cannot be in contact. You cannot start engaged with an enemy. You've got to be at least 1 inch away. So that could represent the idea that you've actually been sneaking up on the guy to try and take him out, right? And then that moment just before you do it, that's actually when the scenario starts. So here we are. Vern, so this is I wanted to wait and do this during while y'all were live and here with us, so that you would kind of see how this scenario sets up. So a lot of times we would do this all ahead of time where you guys didn't see any of this, and then we could just kick right into it. But I felt like this was interesting enough that I felt like I wanted to show you how to set this scenario up. Again, this is a play test for a scenario that isn't actually published yet, so everything is subject to change. Vern, I hope I've blathered enough and you have an idea where you want your fellas to go. Yeah. So, what's your plan here, sir? I'm giving you an overhead view. You have 5 characters to put out on the table. You have your leader, AJ Danger. You have who isn't a great stealthy. This league really isn't very stealthy. I see the alarm getting raised fairly early, and all heck breaking loose. This is they are not the stealthiest of teams, but you can kind of mitigate some of that by setting up in buildings. Like you could have people in this building here, watching, waiting for that guy to walk away. There's doorways you could set up inside this building over here, Vern. You could set up, I don't think I can get you in this building here simply because this fella is maybe within 6 inches there. But you could set up around the corner from him. You could set up back over here. It looks like that's over 6 inches from the plot point. So there are a lot of places that you could set up. What are your thoughts here? Where do you think the boss is going to go? Where is AJ Danger setting up?
Let's put her in that doorway that you mentioned right off the bat.
Okay, I think that was over here. So for these buildings do not actually have interiors. These are scratch-built buildings that we made ourselves. Just for convenience, to show where she's located, I'm gonna set her up on top. Everybody help me remember that she's actually inside the building. All right, bud. Who else is gonna set up?
Okay, and then I was thinking having.
You could set up everybody in there, couldn't you? I mean, you could split them up, but that guy's going around that way. That guy's going around that way. It feels like this is a fairly safe door to set up in over there too.
So let's have the
Mac, your sidekick.
Yeah, let's have Mac there.
Okay. So bracketed the baddie there. So he's inside this doorway over here. AJ's in this doorway. Now you have 3 more characters. You have the professor. Professor's Zedinko.
Yeah.
Oh no, Professor Cerny. And you have the robot, and then you have Spec.
And if we could have the robot, there's that tunnel right there. If you could just have them just outside the tunnel in that little corner.
My problem is that this guy is actually heading towards the tunnel. I mean, and the robot really has no stealth. I mean, he could outroll him, or he could get spotted. I'm a little bit worried. Let's see, how far are they going to move? I think they've only moved like a D8.
Put him up on the roof.
You want him up on the roof, like up here? Yeah. So he'll have to take a peril to get off of there.
Yeah.
But that is a doable thing, and he could be hidden up there and out of line of sight of most of them. Right. Okay.
Well, my idea too was he could provide some top cover if need be.
Yeah. So we still have 2 characters. We have Professor Z and Spec. Maybe you could put them with your leader and sidekick. Maybe split them up and put them in those houses with them, or
Yeah,
maybe they might have to stay in there for a while, but they would at least keep them close to the action.
Let's put Spec with Mac, and
Spec is over there with Mac. A boy and his dog is over there, and
Professor
the
Z with,
professor is with his daughter right there.
yeah.
Professor Z is with AJ Danger, and then let's see. So that's it. We've already drawn cards. These are Vern's starting cards. He has a distraction, a breakaway, and an out of ammo. But I've got that misfortune in my hand, disarmed and a buy some time.
And then, do you want to explain to them the hidden?
Everybody is starting off in hiding in this scenario, so they are all hidden. I'm not going to put markers out there at this point, but they are all hidden. A couple other things. They also all have a clever disguise. So they all have this item here called Clever Disguise. Again, this is will be released with the Tomb of the Serpent. But at the end of their activation, if he wants to put the character back into hiding after they've run or fought or something like that, as long as they're out of line of sight of an enemy, they can go back into hiding. And then Professor Z, he rolled for Bastion of Science. Actually, AJ Danger rolled. And she is carrying her Z projector. So her world famous Zap glove that she picked up in the Perilous Island adventure.
And then
There's a
the
big
goal is to get the plot point in the middle there. And anything about the plot points that are
Oh
showing
yeah,
up?
big. Yeah, big. So after you complete a plot point, a new plot point appears. So you have to get, this is kind of like the Trail of Clues sort of scenario.
Okay.
You have to pass that plot point, you have to complete it, and then a new one appears. And the goal, the major plot point, is the last plot point to be revealed. So after you
Ooh.
complete a peril for the plot point, we'll draw a yellow card to see what you draw. And then we'll go from there. So the last card that you draw will be the major plot point. So you actually have 7 turns to try and go through 5 plot points. That's almost impossible. Can't be done. I don't. He's doomed. Doomed to fail. Doomed. I tell you, doomed.
And are there any traps or red herrings or anything mixed in?
There are not. There are
Okay.
no red herrings. There are no. It's a trap. There's no spoiler in this group for so far. Again, this is a play test, so
Right.
if I feel like it needs to be a little beefy, maybe that's something we could add in later. Um, let's see. And I think the new plot point just appears 1 die 8 inches in a random direction. You gain the scenario card, and then you place the next plot point marker 1 die 8 inches in a random direction. So that's how the plot points, when that one is completed, another one will appear. So you're going to have to kind of be fairly aggressive about going after the plot points
Yeah.
if you want to get through it to the end. Now, the alarm will be sounded on 3 different things. So right now the NPCs are unaware and the alarm has not been sounded. So the alarm will be sounded when a hidden character is spotted. So if they spot you, then they will sound the alarm immediately. If an NPC activates or moves within line of sight of a character that is not hidden, so if you're just standing there and you're not hidden, then they will just automatically spot you, in other words. And then also if a unhidden player character moves or attacks in line of sight of an enemy. Line of sight for this scenario is limited to 12 inches, though, so keep that in mind. The entire table is a difficult area for the player characters, so it is dark. If you run, everybody knows that's when accidents happen. So if
Right.
you move over 6 inches, something bad can happen. If you only move 6 inches, you're safe All right, Vern. What are
All
you
right.
gonna do here? What are you going to do? So you could do like an ambush play on this wanderer out here. Like Mac could come out of that door over there, and he could or uh or Sis could AJ Danger could do it. She could come out her door, move towards this guy, and do an ambush attack on him.
Mm-hmm.
And they're relatively safe right now from how far we have a guy that's gonna we have a guy that's gonna be coming around this corner over here. We don't know how far he's gonna move though, so you got to watch out for that guy. You also have a guy heading towards this tunnel, so that's a danger area. But these two guys over here, well, this guy he could come around this corner here. If he rolls good, he could get around this corner and then he'll spot what's going on this way.
Yeah.
So he could get somebody. So I guess if I felt like somebody was at a safe spot to move out and attack, maybe it's Mac. But if he fails to put the guy down, the alarm will be sounded. Do you
Mm-hmm.
do you take the risk and play it
Oh yeah.
fast and loose?
Mac takes the risk.
Okay, so he has a heck of a shoot skill anyway.
What's
So
that?
when he activates, I don't have any cards that I want to play on him, and you
Okay.
can then move up to 6 inches. Do you want to? What happened to my little measuring items? Hold on a second. Let me. I'm gonna.
I've got one here.
Okay, if you could just hand it through the screen to me, have it go ahead and teleport it over to me. So we're just going to assume that he is right uh, at that door. So he could be up to an inch away from that plot point. Now, I don't know that you want to be. Do you want to be
No.
maybe like back by the wall around this
No.
corner? I
Well,
don't
my
know. Just a couple inches away?
um now if we shoot, that'll alert everyone.
No.
Oh,
No, as
there's
long as you put him down. So we could assume that he's using some sort of,
dial
stealth
or
attack
okay, got it.
here.
Okay. Yeah.
It's yeah. It's only if a unhidden character, and right now he's actually hidden. So this is a normal, basically an ambush attack. So he'd
That's a
normally get
good spot
the
for him. Let's go ahead and
the
roll those
first
five
thing that
dice.
happens is that he has to pass his the spotting check. So the baddie will get 1 dice to spot you. And
Okay.
remember, for a spotting check, you have to roll more successes than the baddie. So let's just go ahead and roll for him. Let's just go ahead and roll so we know what we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
And he does get a success. That means you're going to have to get 2 successes.
And
Two
that's with
successes.
cunning.
That is with your finesse. And you
Finesse.
only have
Ooh.
2 dice 6 in finesse. Uh-oh. Boys and girls, the alarm is about to get sounded.
No, we're
The,
gonna make it.
the alarm is about to get sounded. I don't know. I don't know. I think this is where, let's double check cards. You have let's see.
Yeah, he's only got
These are yours. Breakaway, distraction. Okay. All right. So here is his roll. 2 dice 6. 2 4s is going to keep you hidden. Two
Yeah.
fours, and you're going to stay hidden. So then you proceed to the ambush attack.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should go check on Bessie. I wonder if she's asleep.
Oh, leave us hanging. Yeah.
I think I. And then we'll go to the ambush attack. So if you put this guy down, you're in hiding. If you don't put him down, then the alarm is going to be raised.
Yeah.
So.
Can we have the closer view?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. There.
No worries.
Thank you for reminding me.
Oh yeah.
That's why I started thinking that I needed my Bessie to keep me on the
Yeah.
cameras better. So you would normally have a pip. Okay, so you would normally have 4 die 6. That's just starting off. Then you get a +1 for your short range. So you're going to have 5d8, I should have said. 5d8 coming at him. Plus you have a reroll. All right. So 5d8 attack here. Now, because this is an ambush attack, the enemy cannot reply, gets no reaction to it because he successfully passed his ambush. So this is simply an unopposed attack. And you only got 2 successes, boys and girls. So with 2 successes, that means that enemy is going to have a 2 dice health check. And he fails it. He fails it. And that means he goes down. Now, before the alarm is raised, this is a special rule for this scenario. These are level 2 characters. But before the alarm is raised, if an NPC goes down before the alarm is raised, they are removed from the table. So he will not get an opportunity to recover. And he's simply removed. All right. The next thing, but we still have plenty out. I gotta remember. I'm gonna go check on Bessie. I'm gonna go check on Bessie just to find out if she wants to come play with us today. And then I'll be right back. Vern, regale the audience with tales of Father Christmas.
Yeah, I am not currently looking at the stream of comments because I like to have my full screen showing what's going on here. But yeah, I've been fortunate in that my hair has turned white for various reasons, and it's developed into a beautiful full beard. So I go around and portray Father Christmas in different venues. I'm very fortunate in that our local hobby shop, it's about 40 minutes away. Um, they have a nice place for me to sit there, and I take pictures with people coming in, and also when they're not there, I get to sit and paint miniatures. I mean, so that's hard to beat. And yesterday, I actually got some pictures taken with me playing somebody else in a game. So there was the joke of gaming with Father Christmas, and so it sounds like we're
all right.
back.
We will proceed. Bessie-less. She's taking a nap, and I couldn't bring myself to wake her up, so we're just gonna let her sleep.
Yeah.
So that was your first character. Mac is out there now.
Yeah.
He is in the midst of the. He's only a couple inches from here. You have a baddie over here that has quite a while before he'll be a danger because he's on the back side of these buildings, so he's okay. This fellow, if I roll high enough, maybe I could get out there, but I'm not sure that I'll have a chance to spot him. This fellow over here, I don't think I'm going to have a chance to spot him. Maybe if I get a good 8-inch, I still think I'll probably end up short. All right. And this fellow won't get a chance to spot him either, because even if he comes around this corner, Mac is hidden around his corner. But what's AJ going to do? Is she going to just get out there and take a chance on this?
Okay, so she steps out the door to
Uh-huh.
her right. To her right. Is that within 6 inches of the plot point?
No, you remember you had to set up over 6 inches
Yeah,
from the
I
plot
know,
point.
but would that be within 6 inches? So on my next move, I can get there.
Oh, absolutely. You're like 7 inches away right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Just have her
yeah.
right around the corner, in the shade there, in the shadows.
Okay. So what I think I hear you saying is that you actually don't want to get all the way out there, but you're actually wanting to stay kind of close to the building,
Right.
so that if somebody comes around the corner over here or something like that, that you'll still be hidden in. Oh, you know what? I just thought of something. No, I think they're going to come up a little bit short. I was thinking she could move to that next doorway, move from this doorway to that doorway, but it's just slightly over range.
No,
Yeah, if
this is fine. Yeah.
she sneaks right around the corner there, so she sees the plot point out there. She sees something in the dark over there. She's trying to work her way towards it. All right, now what you're going to have to decide what you want to do is what the other characters are going to do. So you have Spec over here, right behind Mac. Does Spec come out or does Spec stay in there? You have the robot up here on the roof, and then you have Professor Z over here.
Yeah. Okay, so
Professor,
let's have
go ahead.
Spec
Mm-hmm.
um come out, and he is going to um sit up on top of that barrel just around the corner from the door.
Okay.
And is he 12 inches away from that other guy, or does that matter?
It does matter. When that guy, you don't want to be in line of sight.
Yeah.
You don't want to present yourself in an area where you're in line. Yeah, he's definitely going to be within 12 inches. So
Okay.
you want to either want to be over 12 inches or out of line of sight. Mac is just slightly over 12 inches right now. Where's
Okay.
my camera?
We're
What
going
camera am
we're
I
going
on?
to have Spec, if he can, let's have him go upstairs and be on the corner of the parapet right above him.
Okay. All right. So he moves up here. So he is up
And
up
comes out
on top.
those amazing curtains that you got there. That is just a really cool looking building there.
Yeah. I Mila had to put those together for me. She folded paper. Those are paper that we printed out. We made a design for the curtains. Just found something that would work for it, and then we
Yeah.
printed it out on the printer, and then she folded it so that it had like the folds of the curtain. Really nice. But you need somebody with nice, nimble, little fingers to do something like that.
Did a great
All
job.
right, so you still have the professor is in this doorway here. What's he feel like he's gonna do? Is he gonna do the same thing as her, or
He's
is he gonna stay in that doorway?
he's going to stay in the doorway. He's going to crack a little bit so he can see out
Okay,
the
all right, he's peeking. He's
end. Yeah.
peeking. The last that you have is
Valet.
valid
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah, and he's going to, scan for the bad
Mm-hmm.
guy coming from the corner.
All right, all right. In other words, he's staying hidden.
Yeah.
He's not getting close to the edge or anything like that. He's gonna stay hidden up there. All right.
Yeah.
So that is all of the player characters, and now the baddies will start moving. So we'll start with this fellow over here. They will proceed along their patrol routes 1d8 inches. So this one will come around this way. Now it's certainly possible that Danger Incorporated here could remain hidden and go through this entire scenario without ever having the alarm go off. That's not normally how it goes.
No.
Normally, the alarm's going to get sounded at some point, but we'll just see how it goes. So
We'll
this
see.
fella here is going to get D8 inches, so he goes 3 inches, and he gets up about here. This fella over here, he gets 4 inches. And he gets up to here. So he is not yet around the corner. I'm going to show you that on the different camera. I just realized you can't see him. So he did not make it around the corner to that little, I guess you'd say, one of the main thoroughfares that leads up to the plot point. So he's still back there a little bit. I'll leave this camera on the active camera. So this fella's moving towards the tunnel, and he gets 6 inches. So he is coming out. This guy's going clockwise. Yeah, these two over here are going clockwise. So he's just kind of poking his head out the other side there. Not quite completely out of the tunnel yet. And then this fella over here, only 1 inch. Okay, well that guy isn't going very far at all. All right, that's good. And keeping them out of the way. Now, once the alarm is sounded, then the gloves come off and they start
Right.
descending on the on the player characters. That means we're going to end this turn. It is only a 7-turn scenario. There is very, very little in the way of bandwidth here as far as time for taking tea or dawdling or
Yeah.
siesta or anything like that. You have 7 turns to get 5 plot points, and that 5th plot point is the major plot point that you're looking for. So you've got to be very aggressive about picking up these plot points. After one is completed, and he has 2 characters capable of making it to that one, we'll have to see how that goes. We're
Right.
going to end turn number 1. We're going to draw cards. We have no recovery checks. No other baddies appear. Here is your new card, Vern. Your new card is an I'm all right. Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
good.
I'm all right. I'm all right. Don't nobody worry about me. And the baddies get a steady aim. And I want to remind everybody that our baddies for this scenario are the Zealots, and these are the shooty version. So I don't actually have the card printed for this version. But for those of you playing along at home, they have 3 dice in Brawl. They have 3 dice in Shoot and 1 dice in everything else. So they are fighting machines, but not all that great on everything else. We're starting turn number 2. We've drawn cards. Who's going to go after that plot point?
We'll have AJ step right up.
Okay, AJ moves up to the plot point. Any reason to be particular about a direction, or just be standing right on top of it?
Oh, just right next to it where she can
Okay.
access it. Yeah.
All right. All right. So when she gets up to the plot point, the first thing she does is she has to face a peril. Take a quick look at her abilities. She's got quick shot, untouchable, and marksman. I don't think there's anything there that's going to help her on a action. Double checking. It's been a while since Danger Inc.'s been out here. So here is her peril. 1 with might, finesse, or cunning. Well,
Okay.
let's get that pip up here. Let's get that up here. So 3 die 10 in finesse.
Yeah. Yep.
You'll need 1 of these. And you got it.
Okay.
7 and an 8. So that one is completed. Now, for this scenario, we use our scenario cards, and this is part of the scenario cards are going to be released in a deck that is going to be used throughout all of the Tomb of the Serpent, plus for the new scenario of the month that we're releasing for next year. So next year there will be scenario of the month going on next year, and that means that every month we release a brand new scenario in PDF format. It's simply a download sortable thing. And normally Bessie will send it out via email to all the subscribers. So there's normally around the middle of the month.
Looking forward to
So
that.
we're going to be offering that for pre-order next Thursday. So the brand new adventure deck will be available, which will include the cards that will be used in all of next year's scenarios. So we'll also have, when you order it, you'll also get the PDF version. And then, so that'll be available. Plus, you can sign up for the Scenario of the Month deal as well for next year. Those are both hopefully going to be available next Thursday.
Right.
So when you pass the peril, you draw a random yellow card. I don't think there's any reason not to just draw it randomly here, so we'll pick one. You know what? I feel more comfortable if I just roll. So,
yeah.
So here's the roll for the let's see if this. There it is. It's on there. Okay. So this is 1, 2. This is 9, 10. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it really doesn't matter what it says other than this is as bad as it gets right here. This is the bad one. So now you have encountered the corrupt official. And this is the tough plot point for this scenario. And she's going to have to roll 3 successes with might, finesse, or cunning. She's got finesse of 3 die 10. Can she do it?
Yep, she can do it.
Can she do it? I don't see any other cards to play. 3 dice. And she gets 2. Pip. 2 successes. A 5 and a 9. And I don't see anything else that's going to help her on this. Okay, so she's got 2 successes on it. I'm going to put blue markers on there. Now, Mac may have to cut. Now, for those of you at home, this is where she is officially out of hiding now. Right. For those of you playing along at home, performing an action takes you out of hiding. So right now, she is no longer in hiding. She might be able to use her clever disguise. And I guess that's where we're at. We're at the end of her activation. We're at the end of her activation right now. Vern, you have a clever disguise. And if you'd like to, you can give me a card and go back into hiding.
All right.
Boy, that's tough. I don't know.
I got good cards, yeah.
You do. You do have good cards. Maybe the out of ammo. I don't know.
That's what I'm leaning towards. Distraction, maybe.
Those are the 2 weakest.
Yeah.
They're still good, and I think still useful. But boy, I don't know. What do you? Or you just take it on the chin and let this guy come around and spot you. Because if you're not in hiding, then they automatically spot you once they get within 12 inches.
Well, with my current plan, I don't think having her in hiding is going to help.
Oh.
Yeah,
well.
Yeah. So we're going to
well. So as long as I roll at least a 1, I mean, the alarm is about to go off then.
Yeah.
If she's just hanging out. Let me see what my distance is on this guy.
But then again.
Yeah. If I roll, you know what? If I roll a 1, you'll still be in hiding. If I roll anything else, he will automatically spot her.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna give me a card? Because the same question's gonna come up for Mac. If he comes out there and does it, the same question's gonna come up for him.
All right, so here we go. Let's have Valet go down behind this guy.
Okay, so I'm gonna back up for a moment, Vern.
Oh, right, because I have to...
What I'm gonna ask you at the end of her activation. Right. At the end of her activation, are you going to give me a card? So Valet to get... You're not... She is no longer in hiding. Okay. Right. Oh, dear. Oh, this is about to get hot, boys and girls. All right, I'm going to put black markers out for everybody else just to help me remember that everybody else is in hiding. Yeah. So she is the only one. Oh, Val is not in a good spot here, brother. To go down the side of a building is a perilous move. The chances of him pulling that off is pretty tough, but maybe he can make it.
Yeah.
If you draw big. So is that who you're activating next? Is Val?
Yeah.
So Valet is going to try to... I don't think I got a 6-inch move to get to that guy this turn anyway. 2 inches to the edge. 2 inches to the edge. 3 inches down. That's 5 inches. You don't have 6 inches to ambush that guy. Plus, he's in line of sight right now. He's in line of sight of this guy. So if you come over, you attack that guy, you're going to be in line of sight of this guy.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now Val does have a shooting attack, so if you got within line of right.
That's what I was planning on.
Okay, so if I can just get you into line of sight.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 inches, 3, 4. So We could maybe try and sneak down the back side over here a little bit and get down here and try a shooting attack on that guy and
That
maybe
was
put him down.
that was the plan. Yeah.
That's the plan? Oh,
Yep.
that's danger plan, sir. That
Oh,
is danger plan. All
just
right,
hit him,
this
roll the
get
die.
ready for the alarm, boys and girls. Am I on the right camera? Hell no. Okay, gee, my knee. Okay,
Yeah, we need to.
so all right, so I'm going to switch over here. Okay, so Val is going to sneak down the back side of this building. So right there's a peril to start things off.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Oh
So
my gosh!
first, we need to pull a card for Valet to see what his abilities are.
Yeah, well, yeah. First, we'll draw for the peril. We'll draw. We don't know what his abilities are actually changed every time he does something.
Right.
So first, we're gonna present him with a challenge. So the challenge
Okay.
is gonna ask him to roll 2 successes with cunning or might. Let's see. I'll put it right here.
Oh boy.
2 successes with cunning or might. And then the next card that I draw gives you 2 dice in might and finesse. So it looks like he's going to be trying to roll his might to get down the side of that building. He's
All
got
right.
2 dice and he's got to make
Come
both
on,
of
you can
them.
do it.
He's got 2 dice and he's got to make both of them. All right, here we go. And he does not. He's going to take 2 hits.
No, we're gonna be all right.
All right. He takes his 2 hits and says, nah, I'm all right. So, but that will end his activation. He will end his activation right there by failing the peril. So he will not get. He will still basically be in hiding. He will end right there at the bottom of the roof, and he's still in hiding right there.
All right.
Who's next?
Um, let's see. We will have Mac go over and see if
Am
he
I on the
can
right
get.
camera? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, have
Mac
Mac
is going to
see if he
go
can.
try and get the plot point.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. So right now the alarm is still not officially sounded. Let's see. Mac has just a couple inches to move out there for performing an action that will take him out of hiding. So at least temporarily, he's no longer in hiding, and I'm guessing maybe for good. So for attempting the plot point, he's going to draw 1 with might or finesse. 1 with might or finesse. He only has 2 dice in all of those. So, and I don't see a card that's going to help you. So here is his, we'll say might, no, finesse. We'll say finesse because he is sharp and he can re-roll that.
Right.
So we'll say he's using his finesse. And you got the 1 you needed. Whoo, you got the 1 you needed. So he gets past the peril. Now he needs to complete the plot point, and it still needs 1 more success with might, finesse, or cunning. So again, we'll use finesse. You haven't used your reroll. You only need 1 of these. And you got neither one? Oh my gosh, we're going to have to use the reroll here? Come on, come on, come on. And it's a 1. The plot point is not completed.
Oh, too bad. And we're both out of hiding.
Plot point. I know, they're both out of hiding, and I guess there's not much reason. I don't know if there's any reason to put Mac into hiding. I guess there isn't, because I think the scenario is going hot now. Yeah. So really not any reason to put him into hiding, is there?
Let's go ahead and put him in hiding anyway, just in
Okay,
case.
well, that's going to cost you a card, though.
Oh, never mind then. Never mind.
Yeah. Using his clever disguise, he could go back into hiding, but that would cost you a card. So you still have Spec and Professor Z. Neither of them are within range to get the plot point. Both of them are officially in hiding right now. Spec is up on this roof, and Professor Z is inside that doorway right there. What do you think you want to...
Have them do that. Stay where they are.
Okay. All right. So they hold their ground.
Yeah.
So they both activate. Remember, boys and girls, all characters have to activate. You don't have the option of not activating, but you
Right.
don't actually have to do anything. So
Yeah.
Professor Z activates. I look at my cards and say, you know what? I don't have anything to play. So Vern can end his activation there. Same way with Spec. All right, and then the
A, qu-
danger.
a question.
Uh huh.
Um, did you have any extra bad guys show up at the end
I
of the
don't
turn?
think so. I don't think
Okay.
we do
Okay.
until the alarm.
Uh,
We're about to get that.
oh no, not necessarily. All right.
Yeah. As long as I roll at least a 2 on that guy that's over there in the alley, coming through that tunnel.
So who are you going to
Let's
start
see.
with?
Let me double check on my alarm. After the alarm is raised, whenever an NPC activates, it moves up to 12 inches towards the nearest unhidden enemy and attack if able. In addition, X new NPCs appear at the end of each turn, 1 die 8 from the center of the table in a random direction. So,
All
X NPCs will appear at the end of each turn
right. Okay.
after the alarm is raised, which is right now. So I'm going to roll for the one that really matters. This guy over here that's coming out of the tunnel.
Well,
If
let's
I
throw a
get,
distraction on him first.
oh, you got anything to follow that up with? A distraction? Um, okay. He'll spot you automatically. He won't have to roll. Since you're not in hiding, I'm not sure the distraction is going to do anything, but
Oh,
we'll go for it. So
I'm just. Yeah.
here's my roll. Here's thinking, well, I'm on a different camera. Here's my roll. As long as I roll anything other than a 1, it's an 8. He is hauling. He hears. I think that corrupt official is signaling him.
Yeah, probably.
So here he comes, 8 inches, and as soon as he moves just a couple inches, the alarm is raised because he will spot her at a 2 inch move, and the alarm is raised. He will finish his move right here, and he will shoot at her.
So the distraction doesn't do any good. What's the?
Correct. Yeah, it gives him a -1 on might, finesse, or cunning.
Oh, okay.
Since he doesn't have to roll a spotting check. Um, yeah, I don't think there's any real reason to play that unless you're going to follow it up with like a peril or something like that. I'll just put it
Right.
back in your hand because there's really no reason.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
see any reason to play it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll hang on to it.
Um, yeah. Okay. My corrupt official is still out here. So the alarm now is raised. So now all of the baddies will start moving up to 12 inches towards whichever characters are not in hiding.
Right.
Plus, new baddies will appear at the end of the turn. So now the fighting is on. This guy that's out here will open fire on Danger Girl.
It would work well if he had loaded his gun first, though. We're going to throw an out of ammo on
Oh, okay. All right. Out of
him.
ammo on me. Okay.
but
So
but
he's
we will shoot back.
well, no, you can't do
Oh.
that. If I'm out of ammo is played when I activate my
Oh,
character.
got it. Got it. Never
So
mind.
I didn't give you the option to play it, so I'm going to go back to that point. So if he's out of ammo, then he can't attack you.
Right.
Do you want him to attack you or not?
Let's let him attack then. I'll hang on to
Okay,
the
okay.
ammo.
I'll give you your out of ammo back.
Yeah.
Out of ammo back in your hand. Okay, so out of ammo is played when the character activates. Um, so if he has ammo, then he's going to attack. Otherwise, he wouldn't attack. Um, so he moves up there. He's going to shoot at her. He's got normally 3 dice. He'll get a 4th dice. That's a lot of boom boom coming out of that Tommy gun.
So
All right, here we go.
we're gonna do a
All right,
quick shot back at him.
you're going to do quick shot. So that's going to get you up to
7 dice.
7 die 8. Holy cow! I don't even know that I have that many dice.
Oh, you'll
That's
find
just
something.
that's just that's just too many dice to even have in one household. Okay, So that's going to get you up to 7 die 8. That includes the short range bonus, boys and girls, just so you understand what we're doing here. She normally has 4 dice, 4 die 10. She can cook that down to 6 die 8 by using her quick shot. Plus we have the short range bonus. And now you have to decide whether or not you want to use your Z projector. Z projector could give you a bonus of plus X as long as it doesn't explode.
Yeah,
Vern, you feeling lucky? You're going to hold off on that.
Yeah,
okay.
This is pretty good the way it is. I don't think we'll use that.
7 die 8 versus 4 die 6. We're going to let our baddie roll first. He is, after all, the active character. So here is his roll. He gets a 6 and a 5. Here is AJ Danger. You get 5 successes. So he will take 5 hits, and you will take 2 hits.
Okay.
Here is the roll. NPC, because he's the active character, he has control of the blocking. NPCs will not normally block. That's why he chose not to stop any of those hits. He's going to take 5 hits. You're going to take 2. Here's his roll. He's down. You are injured. She takes a POW, and he goes down.
Right.
And you did not use the Z projector, so he doesn't bounce this turn. Okay. So now, when they activate, they will come a running.
And also, this guy now he will recover or have a chance to recover.
He will. He will.
Yeah. Okay.
I cheated you, Vern.
Oh.
I cheated you.
How
I just
so?
realized I cheated you. He should have been down a dice. He should have been down a dice because he moved over 6 inches.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm gonna re-roll his attack, and
okay.
if I roll more than 2, then I won't keep it. I still rolled 2 successes with 3 dice, so nothing changes. Nothing changes there. Sorry about that. I forgot that he was running, or moved over 6 inches.
Good recovery.
All right, so now. The next fella over here, he will move 12 inches towards her as well. So he'll basically be right up there next to her, and now he will shoot at her as well. This time I'll remember the running, and he will get 3 dice. He'll be -1 because of the run, +1 for the short range. So how are you going to reply?
So we're going to do our, let's see, we're down a dice, so we're at 3 die 10. No, 3 die 8 because she's wounded. 3 die 8 +1 for close range, so 4 die 8.
And then -1 because of the second fight. So you're back to 3 die 8. 3 die 8 versus 3 die, or you could dodge me with 3 die 8.
I could, yeah, I could.
And don't forget that you have not used your Z projector, and you can use that in every single fight. That's not a once per turn thing. Of course, it is somewhat dangerous to use because you have a chance of it drawing a zap. I think it's the flame that you got to watch out for on that.
Yeah, so I normally have 4 die 10. We're down to 4 die 8. We lost 1 for a fight, so that's 2. No, that's 3 die 8 plus 1 for short range, so 4 die 8. Yeah.
No, 3 die 8 is what you're going to be rolling.
Really?
Yeah.
She starts with a 4 die 10, but we're at close range, right?
You're right. Yes. Yeah. Let's double check her shooting. Yes. 4 die 8. 4 die 8. Because you gain 1 and lose 1, so you're right back to the normal dice. And the only reason you're down is because of the injury. So 4 die 8.
Right. Let's see what happens.
4 die 8. So no Z projector again.
No.
Oh. Okay. Here is the baddie. He's got 3 die 6, and he gets a 4. He got a 4. You get 2 7s. Okay. So that becomes a take-em-all situation. There's no blocking going on there. You're going to take 1 hit. You have a D8. Yep. He will take 2 hits. I'll roll for him first. He's the active character, and he remains up, and you remain, or do not take another injury.
Sweet.
So that's it. Now this fellow will move 12 inches around this away. He'll get up to there. So they're going to just swarm that area. I guess we'll give him a choice. He has 2 characters there. So we'll say on a 1, 2, or a 3, he's going to go against Mac. 4, 5, or 6. He's going against the big gun. He's gonna go against AJ Danger right there.
Okay, she's going to dodge.
Okay, so she'll have 3 die 8. 3 die 8 to dodge with. And he'll have 3 die 6 to shoot with. Here's the shooting. You know what? I got a steady aim sitting over there. I don't see any reason not to just go ahead and throw that in there. Okay, gonna get it up to 4 die 8. Okay. Shooting. Got 2 4s. Can you dodge 2 4s on 3 die 8?
Here we
you
go.
do indeed with a 5 and a 4, and you avoid that. And then 1, 2, 3. I still have 1 guy left, and he will be running towards Mac on this side. So he comes up behind Mac over here. Can you guys see that? He comes up on that side.
6. He's within 6, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
He is. Yep. So he's going to come up from behind. They're going back to back here in the middle of the streets of Cairo. Cultists coming out of every doorway.
He'll be out of ammo.
Okay, okay. So play that when I activate. He will run towards you, and he will not be able to attack.
Yeah.
All right. And that will end the turn.
When we have some guys show up?
Yep. Yeah, we'll do our recovery checks. So I have a fellow that's down, and I have an injury on AJ. So I've got a red dice and a white dice in my hand. Okay. Red dice, white dice. 2 recovery checks to roll for. Is the red dice or the white dice for AJ?
White. White
is for AJ. It is a success, a 4. The red dice is a failure. My fella goes away.
Yay.
And AJ shakes off her injury. It wasn't that bad after all.
Well, and something for us to remember, too, is she could have rolled a cover save.
Oh, really? She's always in cover. That's right. Thank you for reminding me, Vern.
Yeah, let's not forget.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see.
It all turned out.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, that's right. Thank you for remembering that.
Yeah.
Doggone it. Thought I had her. And now X is the number that appears. So remember, whenever the rules in Pulp Alley say X, you draw the top card off the deck, you flop it down, and it is a 1. So 1 new NPC appears, 1d8 from the center of the table, and he is comes out of this doorway right over here. Oh, that's a terrible view. He's right there next to Mac. Comes out of that doorway right next to Mac. All right, you are surrounded, sir. You are surrounded with cultists coming out of every nook and cranny here.
Yep.
Holy cow, you have 4 cultists around you right now. You got one over here, you got one here, you got one that just came out here, and you got one over here. So this is looking bad right now. This is looking bad. We're going to pull a bullet. Okay. Finished off turn 2 with a bang, and then we're going to draw cards. Your card, sir, is another distraction.
Right on.
And I drew a trip up.
All right.
All right.
Oh, it's getting good here. Getting good.
I know. Turn 2, and the alarm has already sounded. Remember when I said you could go through this without setting off the alarm? Well,
no, maybe not.
Some, and that's really what it is about the different ways that different players and that different leagues are designed. like some leagues are very action oriented. When I say it that way, I mean plot points and perils and things like that. Some leagues, that's their bread and butter. Dave Meisner, the fellow that I play with on Sundays, that's his league is really not a fighting league. They try to avoid that and just do the plot points as much as they can. They do a lot of dodging and try and do the plot points. And sometimes that works out nicely. Sometimes it doesn't when you're forced into a fighting situation.
Yeah.
Danger Incorporated here is kind of a balance, but if I had to guess, I'd say they're actually a little bit tilted towards the fighting. So
Yeah.
inevitably, the fighting starts breaking out here. All right, here we go, Vern. I hope I blathered enough to let you get started on some ideas here.
Oh,
Who's going to activate first?
okay, we're going to activate Valet.
Valet. Okay, what's he going to do? Is he going to come around the corner and try and shoot someone in the back?
Yep.
All right, so he's back around over here. A 6-inch move.
Yeah. See if
We'll
we can
put him at this corner right here. And I think that's technically, and I'm going to double check the rules for this scenario. I believe for this scenario, you can move up to 6 inches and remain hiding because, yes, yep, they're disguised, so they can frequently when stealth is an important part of a scenario, frequently because of a disguise or because of the environment or whatever, you're going to be allowed to sneak a little bit further. Normal rules say you can't sneak over 3 inches. However, in this scenario, you could sneak up to 6. So he can actually sneak up to 6 inches and try an ambush attack on that guy. So there's no reason not to. The worst thing that happens is that the fight is just resolved as normal.
Yep.
So he'll try to...
So X.
Yep, yep. So we need to know what Valet's finesse is. Valet's finesse is a 0. Valet's finesse is a 0.
But now, according to this, each time you roll for any skill, the number of dice you roll is equal to X.
Uh-huh.
And we wanted to shoot.
Okay, so now he's going to shoot. So now we're going to draw a separate card for the shoot.
Yeah.
So every time he does something, you draw a card. So he's got 1 dice at shoot. He's at short range, so he'll have 2 dice 6. The fellow will be shooting back with 3 dice plus 1. So the fellow will be shooting back with 4 dice. So it's not an ambush attack. He was spotted. He hears that. He hears what sounds like a diesel coming around the corner over there. He forgot to activate his... he forgot to activate his stealth mode. Val is shooting with 2 dice 6. The cultist has 4 dice 6 coming back at him.
All right.
Double 4s from Val. Cultist, 3 6s. You couldn't block even if you wanted to. Val's going to have to roll a 3 dice health check. Double checking cards. Okay. Val's going to have to roll a 3 dice health check, and the boogie is going to roll a 1 dice. The baddie is going to roll a 1 dice health check. All right, here we go. Val will roll first. Val is down. Boogie is on his feet. I'm going to mark him with a marker just to help us remember that he's been in a fight. Val goes down. Okay. Who's next?
Okay, so Eye on the Prize, we're going to have AJ work on
Try the plot point?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so she's going to get a peril. And the peril is 1 with finesse or cunning. She has 3 die 10 in finesse.
Yep. Well,
here it is.
It's actually cunning, but
Oh, cunning, yes. Finesse and cunning. So she passes it, and she's passed the peril, and now she has to pass the 1 more success to force the corrupt official to reveal where the next plot point is. So she passes that as well, and the next plot point is placed. So you also get that reward card, Vern. So that's going to get attached to her. So once per turn, you can re-roll a might, finesse, or cunning die. Once per turn, you can re-roll a might, finesse, or cunning.
Okay, help me remember that.
Okay. And that. Oh no, that ends her turn. Except that
Another plot point comes up.
another plot point appears, and it is 4 inches back. I'm gonna use these green markers. I don't
Okay.
really actually need more than one because they can only. It's 4 inches back this way. So it's back over here by the barrel. So it is within 6 inches for Mac.
Yeah.
If he wanted to go grab it.
Yep.
What?
Let's do that.
Or you know who else is nearby? Professor Z is just hanging out in the building over here in this doorway. He's down in this doorway. He could run across there and try to grab it also.
Yeah.
He has 3 die 6 in
bring
cunning.
Yeah, Professor. What's that? Oh, he does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He does
As
better
long
than
as
Lab, though. So we're gonna have Mac do it.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. Mac has 2 dice in all of his action skills. So next Mac activates. I don't have a card. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play it. The plot point is 4 inches away, and I'm gonna play a trip up on you, Vern. I'm gonna play a trip up on Mac O'Reilly and ask him to not move over 3 inches this turn.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. How dirty is that? How dirty
That
was
is.
that? That's about as dirty. You could still move 3 inches towards it and then shoot if you would like to.
Yeah.
What do you think he wants to do?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay, move 3 inches towards it. So you're 1 inch away.
Um,
Now what is he
yeah,
going to
put him
do?
put him slightly closer to the first guy there, and in the way of the other bad guy for shooting AJ.
Okay. Right now he's the closest target to both of them.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
they will rush him when it's their activation.
Sounds good. Okay, so we're gonna shoot at the guy we just ran past.
Okay. I'm not sure that this is the right time to do it, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is one of those moments that if you wanted to, you could actually shoot at both of those guys.
I was
Blam, blam,
contemplating.
blam, blam.
Let's do
So
that.
you
I
would
like
have 5d8, and you would just have to decide if you wanted to split it up. I mean, they're going to be shooting back with 4 die 6, just so you know. They are not slouches. This guy over here has a shotgun, and he knows how to use it. This guy over here, he has his Tommy gun. These fellas are not slouches. So that it's a
uh,
dangerous place to be. You're going to
it.
have to decide what you want to do.
Yeah, the cinematic is just too much fun. Let's go for it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So 3 dice maybe on the one that's over here by AJ, and 2 dice
Yeah.
on the one that's over here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And we'll resolve the 3 dice fight first, I guess. So here is your. I have my pip up. I'm checking cards. Okay. Here is your attack. 3 die 8, and you get 3 successes: a 6, a 7, and a 4.
Okay.
Here is for my baddie, and I got a 5 and a 6. So now you could block both of mine, play it safe, because you still have another fight this turn. I'm going to put this camera up. You see that, boys and girls? You could play it safe and still deliver 1 success.
Yeah, let's block 2 and give 1.
Okay, so he knocks out both of my dice, and still 1 hit gets through, so he'll have to take a 1 dice health check. He passes it. So he does remain in play, but he's been in a fight. And I'm going to mark that to help us remember. Okay. Let's see. Now for the second guy, You have 2 die 8 against him, and he also has 4 die 6 coming back at you. Your 2 die 8 is an 8 and a 2. Do you want to use your reroll?
Yes.
Because you are sharp, turn it into a 6. All right. Let's see what the baddie gets. Baddie gets 2 successes also. I'm going to go to the big camera. You could play this perfectly safe and block both of his, but that will not leave you any hits to get through. How do you want to play it?
Let's leave it as it is.
You're going to say take them all?
Yeah.
Oh, Vern is playing it fast and loose. Fast and loose, my boys and girls out there. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is a heck of a game right here. All right, so now Mac has been in one fight. And remember this, boys and girls, that splitting your dice only counts as a single fight. So that was one fight for Mac. All right. And it made both of them lose a dice. That's pretty nice. Let's say, so it's 2 dice and 2 dice. We're just going to drop all of that in the cup and let the cup sort it out. 2 hits on both of them. Mac O'Reilly passes both of his health checks with a 6 and a 5. And the Boogaloo gets boogalooed. Down he goes.
Let's go, Mac.
Oh, my fella. Blam, blam, blam. Now what do we do with Mr. Professor Z? Does he try to run across to get that plot point now?
Is he close enough to get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Stepping right over. He's going to have to wade through the body here in the street, but he can get there. Now, the first thing that's going to happen is he will come out of hiding now because he's performing an action.
Yep.
Okay. He's performing an action, and so he's going to get his peril, and it is 1 with finesse. Guess what, boys and girls? Professor Z, he only has 1 in finesse. All right, let's see it. Here it is. He's got to pass this, and he does not. He takes 1 hit, and he's past that. So he doesn't get past the peril, but he is not injured. The last thing we have is Speckles. Speckles is over there inside. Oh no, she's up on the balcony.
Yeah.
She's up on the balcony. So she could either run down.
She's gonna jump down on. She's gonna jump onto the bad guy.
Oh, I like the sound of that. I like the sound of that. So the problem with that is, of course, that it is a peril. So she will have to take a peril to leap on him. And because it's just too cinematic not to do it, I'm going to give both of those characters a peril. So she's going to jump down on him, and both of them will have to take a peril.
Yep. Makes sense.
So the peril is 1 with finesse. So she has 1 dice in that, or she could try to dodge it with 2 dice. How do you want to play that? Now, if you chose to dodge it, then that would end her activation, and we won't end up with any fighting, but it is what it is.
And no peril on the bad guy?
No, he'll still take a peril.
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's dodge.
Okay, so you're dodge. You failed on both. You'll take your hit. And you failed that as well. And Speckles is only level 1, so Speckles is gone.
Oh, no.
Poor Speck.
Yeah.
Poor Speck. Okay, now my baddie passes his health. Passes his peril. So he had 1 dice in finesse, so he passes it. And Speckles leaps down.
No, it wouldn't have mattered. Never mind.
Distraction has to be used when I activate, not when you activate. Okay.
Yep.
So that's it. That's it for the home team, the good guys, I guess I should say. The home team really would be like the Cult of the Serpent here. All right, so now the baddies are in play. Now the baddies are in play. So let's just start with this fellow that's hanging out right here. It looks like he's nearest to Mac. The programming for the AI in this scenario says that they will move up to 12 inches towards the nearest enemy and then attack if able. So he will move that extra 1 inch or so towards Mac, and then he will brawl with you.
Okay.
He will be brawling with 2 dice 6 because he's been in a fight.
All right.
Sir, you can brawl me. You can brawl me with 2 die 8, or you can dodge me with 2 die 8. How do you want to play it?
We'll brawl.
Okay, 2 die 8 on both sides. Now, the difference there, boys and girls, is that if you choose to brawl back, then you have no chance at all to mitigate any of the damage. You're just going, hands are flying. So, because it's not your activation. If you chose to dodge, although it's the same number of dice, then you would have no chance of causing any damage, but you would be able to mitigate damage. So that's the difference there, is whether or not you're fighting offensively or defensively.
Yeah, the goal is to put this guy down.
So 2 dice to brawl, 2 dice to brawl. Here we go. We'll just drop them all in the cup and
to hurt the guy.
let the dice sort it out. 2 dice going both ways, and it's all hits all the time. So 2 dice from the baddie, 2 dice from the goodie, and then we're just going to drop all those back in the cup because everybody's taken 2 hits.
Yep.
And both of them are injured. Fighting is dangerous, boys and girls, and I really like that's what I enjoy about Pulp Alley, is that fights are dangerous. It's not that that kind of clinical, clean fighting that you get in a lot of games where I'll attack you and then I'll wait, and then later on in the turn, if you're still standing, you can attack me. Fighting is dangerous to everybody that's involved.
Yep.
So in this particular fight, both of them are injured. He's got a POW there, and the baddie is down. Okay.
That was the goal, to put him down.
The mean streets of Cairo are filling up here. I have another fella right here that wants to go fight somebody, and I guess his nearest target is going to be AJ. I'm pretty sure, it sure looks like I'm under 3 inches, so you will not get a chance to shoot. So you're going to have to decide if you want to brawl me or if you want to dodge me. I have 2 dice 6 coming at you. That might influence your decision here.
Well, she hasn't shot yet this turn, correct?
She has not. She has not.
Let's go ahead and let's lay a quick shot on him.
No. I was too close for you to be able to shoot.
Oh.
You cannot shoot. I was less than 3 inches.
Sorry.
So your options are to either brawl me or dodge me.
Okay.
So you could brawl me with 3 die 10, or you could dodge me with 3 die 10. I got 2 die 6 coming at you, though.
Or I could break away.
Or you could do the breakaway, absolutely, and try and get over there for the plot point, because this is, time is running out. Well, I don't know. I don't know which way you want to go about this.
Yeah, we'll break away and see if we can get closer to the one that the professor's at.
All right. So, by choosing to play breakaway, you know what? I'm gonna back up for a second, because the right way to resolve this is to choose to dodge. So you say I'm gonna dodge, and then because at this point, if you were actually playing against somebody, you would have that card in your hand and you wouldn't actually play it yet. You would let them roll. So I say I'm going to choose to dodge, right? Okay. AJ says she's going to dodge. Then you let the guy roll, because what if he doesn't roll any successes? Right? What if he doesn't roll any successes? You're not hurting anything to let him roll. So here's his roll.
Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that.
Now, put the pip up so you can see this. He got 1 success. Now, you still have that option. Nothing has changed. You could still play the card, because what the card says is you play it instead of rolling to dodge. So far, none of your options have been taken away from you. Now, you could still...
And as it
All you
is,
got to do is get a 5 or better.
yeah.
If you get a 5 or better, then you're going to stop me. But this is where it comes in. If none of your dice are at least a 5, then I'm going to give you a hit.
Yeah.
Right? That's your choice. There's still that sliver
Right.
of chance, but I still have somebody else that's going to be shooting at you this turn or rushing you this turn. So you're going to have to decide.
So the regular dodge then. And
He's going to just dodge it. He's going to play it fast and loose. He's going to hold on to his breakaway. He's holding on to his breakaway. And all he has to do here is get one of these dice to be a 4, sorry, one of these dice to be a 5 or better. 3 die 10, and there it is. A 6 will stop a 5, and you can now back up an inch. And we'll move actually an inch towards that plot point.
Yeah.
All right. Now I still have another character that's coming at you, and this time I'm going to put a marker down to show that you've been in a fight now.
Yep.
Right, boys and girls? You've been in a fight. The guy came up and attacked you. You chose to dodge. That is a fight, no matter what skill you used. If you used shooting, if you used brawl, if you used dodge, whatever skill you used, it doesn't matter. You have been in a fight, and that means the multiple combats penalty applies. It's a really straightforward and easy rule to remember, so don't clutter it up with going, but I used a different skill. Well, that doesn't matter. You were in a fight, so it counts. Okay. Yeah. I have one more fellow that's going to activate.
Can we put the camera on the little fight here going on?
Oh, I'm on the wrong camera, of course. Thank you, Vern. Thank you for helping. Okay, so there we go. So now we have AJ is here. She's headed towards the plot point. This is really nice because hopefully if some of these guys go out of play, we'll just see. I have a fella over here, though, that wants a piece of that AJ. When he activates, you don't have any cards to play. He is coming from over 3 inches away, and he will come in and attack you. So now you could go boom boom here. You could even use your Z projector, because remember, if you use the Z projector and it is successful, it actually pushes them away from you.
Let's give that a shot.
Okay. So you're going to choose to shoot. So you'd normally have 4 die 10, but you've been in a fight, but you're at short range. So those two cancel each other out, and that puts you right back to 4 die 10. When he uses the Z projector, you draw the top card off of the deck, and what you don't want to see is that flame icon. Is it the flame icon?
All right, here we go.
All right, here we go. So here's the plus X. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell everybody that we put that in there. It's not the flame icon. It is a +1, so you gained an extra dice.
Okay.
And the fella is fighting you with 3 die 6. So as long as he gets at least 1 hit, as long as AJ scores at least 1 hit against this guy, by using the Z projector, it will actually push him back an inch. So here we go. My fella is the active character. He'll get to roll 3 die 6, and he gets a 5. Now, AJ is shooting as he's coming in, unleashing the power of the Z projector, and she gets a 6 and a 4. So, the baddie will not try to block anything. NPCs will normally try to just deliver damage. So AJ will have to roll a 1 dice health check. My baddie will roll a 2 dice health check, and he will be knocked back an inch. Here is for AJ. AJ rolls. She gets a 1. She takes a pow. And my fella is down and knocked back an inch. So even if he recovers, he will not be in contact with her.
And also
and
the cover that she has does not work in a brawl, correct?
That is correct. Cover saves only help you, correct. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me about that. I'm glad you remembered it. Yeah, cover saves only work in shooting. Gotcha. So now we have a whole bunch of recovery checks to roll for.
Yeah, so is everyone gone?
Yep. So here we go. here we go. You know what? Poor Valet. I feel bad for Valet. Let's see if we can get our comical sidekick up over there. Val needs a 4 better. Okay, Val gone. Poor Val. And now over here. So I'm going to do this for baddies first. I'm going to roll for this baddie. He doesn't need a recovery check. The baddies that are actually down need recovery checks. This baddie. Gone. The baddie that's between Mac and AJ. Gone. The baddie that's over there. Back on its feet. Okay. Oh, and now we have AJ and Mac are both injured, boys and girls. AJ and Mac are both injured. Whoo, boy. Here we go. I'm going to roll red dice, white dice.
All right.
Red dice, white dice. Here they go. Which one is for AJ?
White dice.
White dice, they are both failures, and they both remain injured. Both remain injured. That's going to officially end the turn.
Whose
I'm
dice
pulling.
Anyway?
Yeah. That was a perfectly average roll. Yeah. Perfectly average. Don't be besmirching the dice. Pulling a bullet. That was the end of turn 3. This is a 7-turn scenario. Drawing cards. Your new card is a warmed up. Oops, my new card is a clear shot.
All right, get rid of the commercial. There we go.
X baddies appear. One more baddie appears. D8 inches. 6 inches. Over. Oh.
Yeah, I had a commercial that showed up real quick, and that was a warmed up. You got me?
Yeah, warmed up. You got a warmed up. I got a clear shot, and a new baddie appears on the other side of this house over here, back in this alley, back over here. So that's the new one that just appeared. I drew a 1 for the X number.
Got it.
All right. So an interesting thing on this scenario is that you are capable of doing multiple plot points in the same turn.
Right.
It just depends on where they appear at. So if, let's just say, I don't know who would be best to go over there. Probably AJ would be the best person to walk over there and try that plot point.
That's my plan.
She could go try it. If she passes it, then another one appears. And then Mac could maybe go try and take out another plot point, both in the same turn, or even Professor Z could. So
let's start with AJ.
Okay, AJ activates. I don't have any cards that I want to play on her. So when she activates, what is she going to do?
She's going to go over and try the plot point.
Okay. So the plot point is move around the corner here. You don't even have any baddies in the way.
Nope.
So taking that with her, and then she will get a peril. 1 with cunning, and that is 4 die 8. Sorry, 3 die 8. Yep, 3 die 8. Okay, you got past that, and now we're going to draw a new yellow card. Go to Skycam, Cooner Beans Skycam here. We have 4 cards lying out here. If for some reason, the idea is that the cards are supposed to be drawn randomly. How you choose to do that is up to you, just as long as it's done randomly. If you are drawing cards and you just want to make sure that the backs are all fairly close to being identical, so that there's no shenanigans going on there. 1, 2, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the card. And it is a chance encounter. 1 success with, sorry, my one success with might, finesse, or cunning. One success
Okay.
with might, finesse, or cunning. All right.
Well, cunning's the best one.
Okay, so 3 die 8 because she is injured. You need 1, and you got it. Easy peasy.
Right.
So that is now completed. We will attach that to her card here. She now has the corrupt official and the chance encounter. The idea here is that you're trying to track down a relic that someone is trying to sell in Cairo. And that's the major plot point. So it is the 5th plot point that you draw, the last and final plot point that is revealed. That is you have to go through this trail of clues to get there. So she's done her activation.
Remind me of the bonuses that I get for those 2 cards.
It's a bunch of rerolls right now. Oh no, the chance encounter says that you draw a card. So, and that is, it says it's a one-time thing. So I'll put it on the camera here if I can get it to show up properly. So there it is. So it is, if you pass it, then you can draw 1 card. It says 1 use. So the card that you're going to draw is a bad luck. So you can play that when I activate a character. So that's actually, this card is actually linked into the campaign so that if you end with this card, then you have a chance of getting a new associate as part of the campaign. So this is a very a pretty handy card to finish with at the end of the scenario. It doesn't give you a huge reward for the scenario itself. It's just that kind of one-time thing, but it's pretty handy to have for sure.
And the other card was a re-roll for what?
Everything. I shouldn't say it that way, but might, finesse, and cunning.
Gotcha. All right.
Your action skills. Yeah. So she's done. She's done for the turn.
Our next plot point.
Oh yes, D8 inches in a random direction. 1 inch away. It's right over there in front of the door.
Well, what was? Yeah.
It's right there.
Thank you, Dave.
Well, 1 inch is 1 inch. I do with it what I can. All right. Now what do you do?
Mac, step up.
Mac is going to go for it now. Mac activates. I'm checking my cards. I don't really see anything I want to play. Mac is injured, however. So he's going to move up. Oh, okay. He's going to move up. And here is his peril. His peril is 1 with cunning. 2 die 6 is what he has in cunning.
Yep.
Checking your cards. I don't see anything. 2 die 6. All right. You got to get one of these. You got to get one of these. A 5 is going to get you past the peril. The door suddenly opens, almost smacking him in the head.
Oh, boy.
And then we're going to roll to see what the next yellow card is. Would just as easily be able to just draw it, but just to make sure we're dealing with random. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4 is the middle card. And it is called Mysterious Code. Mysterious Code. So there seems to be like some sort of strange carvings on the inside of this door as it comes swinging open. There's something, some sort of, I don't know. If you could figure this out, it might tell you where the next plot point is.
All right, let's
to do this, you're going to have to roll 2 successes with cunning. 2 successes with cunning. And he only has 2 die 6.
Oh,
you know what? That's Professor Z's sweet spot, though, if he could get past the peril. And we don't know what the peril would be. All right, so here is the... maybe Matt can get it done.
Yep.
And he gets 1 success. 1 success is the number of successes that he gets. And that leaves the door open. He says, Professor, It looks like there's some sort of code scrawled here on the door.
Yeah.
Can you make out what it is? All right.
Okay. Yep.
We're
The
down to
filter.
these 3 characters. The other
It,
2 have been
yep.
eliminated, have gone back to the hotel for a nap. What do you want to do here? You have to activate Professor Z.
Yep. Let's do that and have him see if he can figure it out.
Okay. All right. So he's going to move up there, trying to make sure that everyone else, that he stays on the friendly side of Mac.
Yep.
So first thing that's going to happen here is that he's actually going to have to face a peril, and it is 2 with finesse or cunning. He has 3 dice 6 in finesse.
Well, let's use.
I'm
the
sorry.
3
I'm
dice.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Cunning.
In cunning, he has 3 dice 6 in cunning. So if he, let's get the camera up there. There we go. All right, you got 3 dice. You got to make 2 of these. That's a 50-50 chance. Let's see here. What do we have here? Double checking your abilities.
Do I need to use the card before he rolls?
What you talking about? For what?
Because he has plan. Once per turn, you may discard to gain a +1 dodge or cunning bonus.
Oh yes, yes. So yes.
Let's
absolutely.
get rid of distraction.
Distraction goes away, and that's going to get you a 4th dice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. All right. Here we go. So 4 dice 6 by using his plan. Yes, I see what it is here, Mac. Step aside. I need a little more light. He needs 2 successes. If he passes this, he's going to pass the plot point and pick it up and decipher the code. And the next plot point is going to go out there. Really cool. If you haven't already, take a moment right now and make sure you get subscribed to our little channel. Hit that like button for us. That's important. We need your support there. Do your part and help us out. We have 2 new things that were actually 3 new things that we're going to put live on the store next Thursday. So we're going to open up the scenario of the month. Is going to go live hopefully next Thursday. And what that will do is it will get you a year's worth of scenarios, 1 scenario every month throughout 2025. The other thing that we're going to go live with are these cards. The scenario cards that we're using today are part of the new adventure deck for Pulp Alley. You can use these cards in multiple ways. Mainly, we're using them as plot points, but you could use them for other stuff as well. And then we have 1 new mystery item that we're not talking about yet, but hopefully you guys will be excited about it. 1 new item that we're hoping to have on the store next Thursday as well. So here we go.
All right.
Do you need 2 successes here? Yes. 2 successes. So. 2 successes to pass the peril. Not a single success. As Max steps back out of the way, a mysterious club comes out of the darkness of that open doorway as Professor Z adjusts his glasses and gets right up against the door. Bonk! Comes out of there and bonks him on his head. He's going to have to roll a 2 dice health check.
Yeah.
And he is down.
No.
Ah!
That was underhanded.
Okay, and we continue.
Yeah.
And now the baddies go. And they're going to, we activate the nearest baddie first, and that will be this one right here. He is within the 3-inch range. Both of these guys are. So Mac will not be able to shoot when these guys rush at him.
Okay.
Because there's too close, but he will be able to brawl or dodge.
Yep.
So the first one is this fella here. And for NPCs, we always start with the nearest NPC first. He will rush. He's coming at you with 3 die 6, is what his brawling is. Now you could brawl me with 3 die 8, or dodge me with 3 die 8. What do you think you want to do here?
Let's go ahead and dodge. No.
Okay.
No, we're gonna. Yeah, dodge.
Okay, okay. He's trying to mitigate it. Oh, you know what? Doggone it. I apologize. I got to back up. It's not 3 die 8, is it? It's 3 die 6 because
Yeah.
you're damaged. He's
Yep.
trying to mitigate that damage. He doesn't want to take any more hits because Mac will go down if he takes another hit. He's taking every chance he can to try and mitigate some of that damage. Here's the attack. Oh my gosh, he's got your number. A 6 and 2 5s. Not dodging what that fella's coming at you with.
Probably not.
You dodge 1, you're going to take 2. You got 2 die 6 health check. I'm going to go back because I didn't give you the opportunity to play it. You chose to dodge, so you could say breakaway if you wanted to. Instead of taking my roll, and I should have given you the opportunity, so that's the only reason I'm going back.
Yeah.
Do you want to use your...
We're going to hang on to the breakaway.
Okay, all right, so here is your health check. You are down.
Okay.
You are down, so Mac is down. Oh, the cult of the serpent. They are finished with your interfering ways. Your interference has come to an end, so-called danger incorporated. This is the end. All right, so the next fella is going to rush at AJ Danger. She will be able to either shoot or dodge. How does she want to play that? Oh, or brawl. She could also brawl. So she has...
We're going to shoot.
All right, here he comes.
And let's go ahead and do the quick shot.
Quick shot is going to get you up to, let's see.
7.
You're starting out with 8s. So she normally gets 4. Make sure I get that right. Because of your injury, that's what kicks you down to 8s. And then your quick shot, oh my gosh. So that's going to take you down to D6s and get you 2 extra dice plus the short range bonus.
Right.
So we're sitting at 7 die 6.
Yeah.
7 die 6. Now, how about unleashing the power of your Z projector to knock him away from you? You don't want to get stuck in combat with this guy, do you?
True. No, we're going to stick with this.
Okay. All right. So he's got 3 die 6 coming at you. You got 7 die 6 coming at him. I'll roll for him first. He's the active character. Okay. Trying to get you with his knife. 2 6s and a 4. You got 3 4s and a 6. So he will say take them all. So you'll take 3 hits. You're on D8s. He will take 4 hits on D6s. And here we go. Here's his health check. No surprise, he is down. He might be able to recover, though. And then AJ is passes with 3. Oh, my gosh, that wasn't even on the camera. 3 die 6. I'm sorry, 3 die 8, and she gets 3 6s. She is not injured.
Sweet.
All right. I still have one more chance to shoot at him as he comes flying around the corner at you. Going to scoot some of these bodies around. So he's going to come flying around the corner. Do you want to shoot? Or he's going to have 3 die 6 coming at you. How do you want to play it?
Yeah, let's go ahead and hit him with the ray projector.
Okay. So I think it's going to be 3, 4 die 8.
Let's back up for just a second. Let's throw bad luck on that guy first.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna have to get rid of one of my cards at random. I have 4 cards sitting over there. I'll roll a die. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I got rid of my misfortune, which I could have used to stop that.
Yeah.
Funny how that works out. All right. Well, that's nice. I got rid of the misfortune, brother.
Okay.
That was a good use for the bad luck.
Yeah.
All right. I know I have 3. What did you say? Oh,
And we're
for the
using
Z projector, you're 4 die 8. You get a +1 and a -1, and then Z projector is going to add an extra 2. It does not have a flame, so that's going to put you up to 6 die 8.
All right.
All right, here is his attack. 2 6s. Here is your counterattack.
Oh, wow, look at those.
An 8, 2 7s, and a 6. So 4 successes. So you're going to have to roll a 2 dice health check. He's going to have to roll a 4 dice health check. Here's for the active character. He is down. Here is for you. And you are injured again. You are injured again.
No.
Injured again. He goes down and is knocked back 2 inches. So he ends up back there.
All right.
So I do have one guy, if he stands up, he'll be in contact with you. So I have one guy that could still get into contact with her. Boy, I tell you what, this is some important recovery checks here. This is rough. This is rough right here. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna do red dice, white dice.
All
right.
Because
it's a fan favorite. If Bessie was here, she'd love this. Red dice, white dice in this cup.
okay.
Which one? This is for Mac and AJ. Mac and AJ. Which dice is for AJ?
White.
Both 6s. Mac climbs back to his feet. You lose one of those damage off of you. How nice was that? Now, I still have 2. Oh, for Mac, and I think I know the answer here. For Mac, you don't really want to be in contact with that guy, do you? You want to back up an inch?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And if I can still be in contact with the plot point, is that possible?
I think I could. I think I put you on this side of it like that. Okay. Now I'm going to roll for Professor Z and this guy that if he stands up, he will be in so Mac is still injured, however. If this guy stands up, he will be in contact with AJ. So I'm going to roll a red dice and a white dice again. Which one is for Professor Z?
White.
They're both a success. So Professor Z stands up. He's still in contact with the plot point. And this guy is still in contact with AJ. So she will not be able to get to that plot point. Unless somebody scrubs that guy off of her. And then I still have one guy left. And he is gone with a 3. Yes. He's gone. Let's see. And then I get X. Another 1. Another 1. So one more appears. I need something better. Oh, he's 8 inches. He's 8 inches off this away, though.
Sounds
8
good.
inches. Oh, I gotta remember it's 8 inches from the center of the table. So he's back on the other side of these buildings over here. He's back over here. All right. So he's back there, coming up from behind AJ. AJ and Mac are both injured. I'm pulling a bullet.
Okay.
This is a 7-turn scenario, so I'm going to add 1 back in now. So all of them are in here. We're starting turn 5, and then I have 6 and 7. All right, Vern.
So this is turn 5 now?
This is turn 5.
Yeah.
Oh, and we should draw cards.
Yeah.
We should draw cards.
Just a quick thank you to my wife who is bringing me some breakfast down here while we're playing.
You drew it, Vern. You drew the slicing dice.
Oh, did I? Oh, right on.
You drew the slice of dice, so this is the only non-standard card So, for those of you that are playing along out there, we only use the basic starter deck. Traditionally, we only use the basic starter deck when we play because we play remotely with people all around the world. So, we we don't know what cards they have access to. So, we want to make sure everybody has the same cards to look at. So, we just use the normal starter deck. Vern today asked us to put Slice and Dice in the deck. So there it is. This was a promo card that we used at in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and the little flavor text that has on there says, "I played Pulp Alley in Albuquerque." So how cool is that? I played Pulp Alley in Albuquerque. So what it does is it says before you roll for a fight or an opposed check, you gain a +1 bonus, and the enemy suffers a -1 penalty. Ugh. Wish I had that misfortune back now. Okay, so that's added to your hand, and I draw, and I get a just reward. Okay.
Just a just reward.
Yep. All right, here we go. We're starting turn number 5. You have 2 plot points. At this point, you have to get at least 1 plot point every turn. Now, you could get multiple plot points in a turn. That is, possible.
Yeah.
Difficult, but possible. He hasn't done it yet. So what are you going to do here? Who's activating first? AJ's in a fight. Does Mac go help AJ? Or does Mac go for the plot point?
Mac goes for the plot point.
Does Professor Z go for the plot point?
Yeah, Mac goes for the plot point.
Mac goes for the plot point. All right. Then he's going to get a peril. And the peril is 1 with cunning or might. He has 2 dice in both of those. Neither one of these does he have a reroll for. He's got to get 1, and he gets them both. He's passed the peril, so now he can do the mysterious code. And he has 2 dice in that as well. So cunning. And he fails! Oh, Vern! Oh my gosh, a 1 and a 2. Oh, we needed that, Vern. We needed that. Man. Doggone it. Okay, so he does not get it done. Dang it. All right, brother. Does Cerny go after it now?
Yeah.
Zdinko Cerny. So Professor Z activates. I don't have a card I want to play on him. He's gonna have to try and get past a peril, however, and he has to roll 2 successes with finesse or cunning. He has 3 dice in cunning. If you give me one of your cards, I'll let you roll another dice just because Christmas is coming up.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, what card are you going to hand over?
Distraction.
Distraction goes. Okay, distraction goes. Going to get a 4th dice. Here is for your peril. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's not my fault, Vern. I want to let everybody know it's a perfectly average roll. Nothing unusual about that roll. Okay, so he fails the peril. He fails the peril. Rolls a 2 dice health check, and no surprise there. He is back down in the sand. He crawls back to his feet and says, "I seem to have knocked my head on the door." And then he adjusts his glasses, and the club comes down again. Bonk! And he sinks back down.
Rough.
Now our ability to get the plot point this turn is completely gone because AJ is in contact with an enemy, so she can't even go up there and get it. She's gonna, as soon as she activates, a fight is going to start. You cannot shoot because he's too close, so you can't unleash the Z projector. She's got 3 die 10 normally in Brawl, so she can either Brawl with 3 die 8 or dodge with 3 die 8.
Well,
how do you play that?
Let's give her warmed up.
She hasn't been in a fight yet. Okay.
for a couple different reasons. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna put warmed up out there just to show that it's
She has it.
been
Yeah.
played. All right, brother. So it's not gonna do anything right now. So you have three. How do you want to play this? Are you gonna try and dodge me, or are you gonna fight me?
We're gonna fight.
Okay. So 3 dice 6 coming at you. Got a 6 and a 6.
If we
3
can see
die
that,
8.
we can see that on the screen.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Sorry about that. Thank you, Vern.
No worries. Yeah.
And you got an 8 and a 4. You are in control of the blocking here, so you could mitigate some of it. You could stop one of those if you wanted to. How do you want to play that? 1 and 1 or 2 and 2?
We'll do 1 and 1.
I didn't give you a chance to play your slice and dice. Is there? Would you have done that or not?
No, we're hanging on.
Okay. All right. All right. So 2 and 2, and you're gonna block. You're gonna block.
1. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So both of you will roll a 1 dice health check, and both passed. So he will remain in contact with you.
Too bad. Okay.
All right. Now that's all the player characters, and now the baddies will start activating. So it doesn't get any closer than being in contact, so that guy will attack again. Okay. So you can either brawl me with 3 die 8 or dodge me with 3 die 8. He's going to be attacking you with 2 die 6. Would you want to play the slice and dice now, or
actually we're gonna
gonna choose dodge? Okay.
Yep.
So you have 3 die 8. And I think it's worth noting that slice of dice could still be used even though he was choosing to dodge, but I think he's going to try. He's leaning more on his breakaway, so we'll just see how this plays out. So he will now roll his 2 dice to attack. He gets a 6 and a 5. So now I think that might be the sort of time that you would use that breakaway.
Yeah, let's use the breakaway.
Okay, so he says, I'm breaking away from that fight, and you can move 1 to 3 inches in any direction.
Well, if we could get closer to the plot point, I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, you could. I'm going to scoot him back just a little bit, and I can actually get you up there to show that you're in contact with it. But you're also carrying an injury with you. You are warmed up. Okay. So now, when that guy activates over there, he really has 2 possible people that he could go after. So, a 1, 2, 3, he's going to go after Mac. He does not. He decides AJ is his target. So he will rush at you. He's rolling 3 dice 6. Is now when you want to play that slice and dice?
Yeah.
Okay. So he's too close for you to be able to shoot at him. So you're going to have to rely on your brawl skill of 3 die 8. You have that warmed up so you didn't lose anything. Now, with Slice and Dice, what Slice and Dice does is it gives you a bonus, and it gives them a penalty. So he's going to have 2 dice, and you're going to have 4 dice. Okay. Here it goes. He's the active character. I'll roll for him first. He gets double 3s, and that's a nothing. You get 4 successes. He'll have to roll a 4 dice health check.
Right on.
He is down.
Sweet. Just like I wrote it up.
Yeah, that worked out really nice. So now when this guy comes around the corner, he will also have a choice between Mac O'Reilly and... so he is going against AJ as well. So AJ could try to shoot him here.
Yeah.
Is that something you would want to do here?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to have 3 dice 6. You got that warmed up in play. You start with 4. That puts you up to 5. Now, you haven't used quick shot this turn.
Let's switch to quick shot.
go to quick shot. So that's going to, right now you're at 5. So that's going to put you up to 7 dice 6.
Yep.
You're going to throw the, I think you almost have to use the zap here because you want to push him back. You don't want him landing in contact with you.
True.
I don't know. What do you think, Vern? Do you want to try and use your zap or not?
Let's go ahead and use the zap.
Okay. It is 2, and it is not the flame. So if he draws the flame, then that means it becomes a peril.
Right.
So that's 2 more dice.
So instead of 6s, we're using.
No.
Oh no, because I'm doing quick shot.
Yeah, that's what gets you down to 6s. All the Z projector did was add 2 more dice to your pile.
Okay.
So instead of 7 dice, you're up to 9 dice now.
Oh wow.
Here's his attack. 2 6s. Now remember, Vern won't be able to block because he's not the active character. And here's the 9 dice attack going back the other way. So the number of dice is overkill, but what really matters is the fact that he's going to push this guy back 2 inches. And that's what really makes it worth it. So he's going to have to roll a 5 dice health check, and she will have to roll a 2 dice health check. Here is his 5 dice health check. Of course, he fails that, and he is knocked back 2 inches. Basically about where we put him.
And now her 2 dice health check.
And now her 2 dice health check. Come on. And she is injured again. So that puts her down to D6 health. She is hanging on by a thread. All right. We're ending the turn with some important recovery checks going here. Wow. This is brutal. Here we go. So we have.
There you go. Good. You got it.
Yeah. Here is for. We're gonna roll for that guy that's technically in contact with Mac. Okay. This guy went down in contact with Mac, so if he gets back up, he will re-engage Mac O'Reilly. Gets a 6, and he is back on his feet.
Dog.
Yeah, he is back on his feet, and he will stop Mac O'Reilly from going after that plot point. The other one that we need to roll for is Professor Z. So let's see if the professor gets back up. He does not. He says, I'm going to go check on Speckles.
Yep.
And he goes back to the hotel. Now we have our 2 lead characters, Mac and AJ. I got a red dice and a white dice. Which one is for AJ?
White.
They are both failures, and they both remain injured. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
One more appears, and 1 is drawn. Have I drawn 1s for them every turn? And the D8 is 2 inches off. Remember, it's from the center of the table. 2 inches off this way.
I'm having a rough time hearing you, Dave.
Oh, I'm sorry. 2 inches off that way. So the new one appeared.
Okay.
And then I'm going to pull a bullet. That ends the turn. We have 2 turns remaining. It is getting less and less likely that he's going to be able to get to the major plot point. But it's still not, the window there is closing. The window to victory is closing. We'll see. The card that you're going to draw is a sucker punch. Okay. I'm going to shut the, and I drew an out of ammo. That's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and just shut the baby monitor off.
Or turn it down.
Yeah. Okay. So, ear-piercing screams.
So the ear-piercing screams will only come from the playing surface. Okay, got it.
Right. So I still have 4 baddies in play. Mac is tied up in a fight, so he can't help with the plot point this turn. The only one that can do it is AJ. What are you going to do? Who are you going to
Okay.
activate?
We're going to activate AJ and see what
Okay.
we can do about that plot point.
All right. She is injured. She's in bad shape here.
Yeah.
The peril is 1 with cunning, and she's down to 4 die 6 is her injuries. She passes that. Now she has to get 1 more success to pass the to unravel the mysterious code, and she does that as well.
Right on.
So the mysterious code is resolved.
And then we have a new plot point come up.
You are correct. And what the reward on the mysterious code is, put it up on the big screen. What the reward is on the mysterious code is, after you roll for a challenge, you may add, and this says, remember it says after. After
Okay.
you roll for a challenge, you may add +1 success. And this is a 1-use card. So you're going to have to decide when you want to use it. It's
Yeah.
kind of like using an uncanny, having an uncanny in your hand or something like that.
Right.
So right now she's a machine as far as picking up the plot points and perils.
Oh, let's back up
Unfortunately,
just a bit. I hate to retro too much,
uh-huh.
but that other card that she had gotten, the other plot point she had gotten, gave her a re-roll. Could that have been used on the health check, recovery check?
No, no, they're all
Okay.
for action stuff.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
They're
Okay.
they're all for might, finesse, and cunning.
Oh, okay, got
So
it.
they,
All
they
right.
do not apply to recovery checks. There are some, sorry, left it on circle too long. There are some rewards that do affect recovery checks, but
Okay.
not the ones that you have.
No worries. I just
All
didn't have the
right.
card in front of me
So
just
that
yet.
one's done. That one is picked up. That one is picked up. So now
And
the
where's our
next one
new one?
appears. There's 2 left in play. 7 inches in the direction of Mac. So it is over 6 inches from her.
Oh no.
And it's over towards the cantina. Back in this corner right here. I'm going to adjust the angle a little bit so we can go to a different angle here. So there it is. There it is. And they're going to be all over. Oh, gosh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, at this point, most of them will go against Mac. He's
Yeah.
closer to Mac, so he'll attack Mac. He'll attack Mac. He will actually have an equal chance of which one he goes after. There's a
All
chance.
right.
And if she's tied up, yeah, that could be rough. All right, here
Yeah.
we go.
Okay.
So two left. Most of these guys are going to go after Mac automatically. Mac has not activated though, so he could actually put one of them down right here. So
Yeah.
when Mac activates, a fight will start automatically. He does not have a lot of dodging room. I'm not even sure that he could disengage at this
Yeah.
point because of the
Well, that's what I was
placement of all these
contemplating.
baddies.
Yeah.
I
Let's
guess he could
let's
kind of disengage towards the door. That would
yeah,
be
let's pound
about
them.
the only thing.
We'll be brawling.
Okay. Well, that's good because you have control of the blocking. If you had
Yeah.
to, you could still block. So 3 dice 6 is what you have, and the
And
enemy also.
we'll take
Because
sucker
of
punch as well.
okay, that's going to get you up to 4 dice. All right, here we go. You're rolling first. You're the active character. You got a 6. Here's the baddie. A 4. How do you play it, Vern? Oh,
Can you
doggone it, I
show
didn't have
that?
the camera up. Yeah, I'm sorry. You got
No
a
worries.
6. He got a 4.
Okay. Oof. 6-1, half dozen the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's block.
Okay. So no damage there. All right. He says no to the damage. And now they start activating. So we'll start with the nearest NPC. So we'll just do the same guy again. He'll have 2 dice to come at you. You'll either have 2 dice to brawl or 3 dice to dodge.
We'll dodge.
Okay, 3 dice to dodge.
Oh
Here is
no.
his attack.
No. Let's go ahead and brawl. I'm sorry.
Okay, 2 dice to brawl. 2 dice to brawl. He got nothing. You got another. Oh my gosh. Perfectly average rolls. There's nothing about these. I don't want any comments about the die rolls in this game. So the enemy rolled, the cultist rolled 2 ones, and you then turned around and rolled 2 ones as well. Mac is a gentleman. He is a gentleman. He saw the guy at a disadvantage, and he said, no, stand back up. I'm not going to punch you while you're down. So he's a gentleman that way.
Right.
And now other ones will begin trying to beat on Mac. So this guy will rush at Mac from this side. This fellow over here is rushing at Mac. So you can either brawl me with 1 dice. I'm coming at you with 3 dice. You can brawl me with 1 dice or dodge me with 3.
We're going to dodge.
Go into that 3 dice. I have the camera up. Okay, here is the attack. Got a 4. Here is the dodge. You got a 4 and a 5. So you could back up, and you could actually move off kind of towards the building, but that's going to put you definitely where you know what? I suppose you could still disengage into the house. You know, we are using the interiors, but we're not putting them in there.
No, let's just leave him where you got him is fine.
Okay, so there he is. So the next one that goes will come up from behind here, and he'll be facing off against him. So now you're completely out of dice.
So dodging time again.
Yep. His offensive capabilities have been rendered null. He is a spent force. So he is relying on his defense to keep him in the game. So 3 dice to dodge, 3 dice to attack. The attack is a 6 and a 6. Show me a couple 6s, Mac.
All right, here we go.
And you did not. 2 dice health check, and he is down.
Oh, no.
I have 1 NPC left, and it's this guy way over here, and he will attack the 1 player character that's left. I think you want to use the zapper here because you don't want this guy to be in contact with you at the end of this turn.
Yeah. Zapper it is. Hopefully it works.
Gosh. So you have 3 die 6. Let's see. You have 3 die 6 coming at you.
She's not been in a fight, so.
She has not been in a fight. So you're starting at 4 die 6, plus 1 for the short range, plus a draw, 2 extra dice, and it is not a flame, so it doesn't explode. So that's a fistful of dice.
Yep.
Here is the attack. Not a single success. 2 3s and a 1. Here is the fistful of dice. 4 successes. 2 4s, a 5, and a 6. So I'll have to roll a 4 dice health check. He is down and knocked back 2 inches.
Sweet.
So not only is he down, he's also knocked back 2 inches. So even if he recovers, he won't be in contact. And that ends the turn.
All right.
That ends the turn. Boy, this is so brutal. This is so rough. Here we go. Here are the recovery checks. These are for this recovery check is for the 2 down characters. One of these dice, I got a red dice and a white dice in the cup. One of them is for Mac. And the other one is for the downed cultist. Which one is for Mac?
White.
White is a success. Red is a failure.
Yes.
And the cultist is gone. Mac somehow crawls back to his feet. Do you want to be engaged or do you want to be away from that cultist?
We'll be
I think you want to be away, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is brutal.
Can I get up? Can I get up an inch on the other side of the cultist?
Yeah, I don't see why you couldn't do that. An inch on that side instead. Yeah. Yeah, he was basically here, so instead of backing up towards the house, backing up this way.
Yeah. rolled over and got up in the street. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Um. Oh. AJ. AJ gets a
Right.
roll, and she fails. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
man.
Okay. And that's all of the rolls. Now we're gonna get X. We got two this time. Two of them appearing.
Oh boy.
4 inches and 4 inches. So it's definitely going off in the wrong way. So one of
Sweet.
them is 4 inches down this way, and the other one's 4 inches off that away. Okay,
All right.
there they are. No, that was a terrible view, but
That's just the back of your head. It was
I know. So these are the two new guys. They're way over here, around
okay.
the corner from AJ.
Hey.
She's kind of
Yeah.
surrounded here. I think Mac is actually in range to get that plot point. I
Yeah.
think he's
Let's
six.
go.
He's almost exactly 6 inches from it
Yeah.
right now. Maybe a little
Let's
bit
head
less.
over. Let's go.
Okay, he acted. Did we draw cards?
No.
Okay,
So this
your
is
card
turn seven now,
6.
or turn
Is
six.
it?
Okay. I think it's turn
Uh,
seven.
is this the last? No, that was okay. All right, this is the last turn of the game.
Yeah.
Last turn of the game. Cards. Your card is a stay down.
Okay.
And I drew a parlay.
Oh
Well,
boy.
well, well. I'm not sure.
Oh
I'm glad you didn't get that.
no.
I'm really glad you did not get that card. But so that's still kind of nice that that it's not in play, I guess.
Yeah.
Um. All right. So Mac is going to activate. I don't think I want to play parlay on you. Yeah, I'm
Won't
just
do me
glad that
today.
it's not in your hand. All right, you gonna go get that plot point?
We're gonna try.
Okay. So about a 5 inch move will put you into contact with it. You're in an injured state.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, this is so bad. So he's gonna have a peril 2 with might or finesse.
All
He's
right.
down to D6s, or actually he starts with D6s. Um,
Okay.
and you're gonna have to get both of these. And
Making happen.
you got neither. And that's gonna
Oh,
be game, I
that's
think.
gonna be game. Yeah.
That's gonna be game because we
Because
know
you.
she's out of range.
Yeah. The reroll.
So nothing at this point. The only thing that would really matter is that from from a campaign perspective, this is the last turn of the scenario. From a campaign perspective, you would still want to play this out because the bad guys have a decent chance of trying to put AJ down.
Right.
And you would want to play that out because if she goes down, she would lose her plot points. And the plot
Right.
points matter because at the end of this scenario, she's going to get to draw resources for each plot point that she's holding. So we took the league reward off of the cards so that that remains random and it doesn't limit our choices and make it too predictable about
Yeah.
what you're going to get. So sometimes any of these could be an experience, any of them could be a backup or a gear or whatever. So you don't know what the league reward is until you finish, and that's based on the number of plot points that you have in your hand at the end of the scenario. And then you have some, like the chance encounter, is written into the campaign that if you end the scenario with the chance encounter, then that is could get you an extra potential associate to help you during the campaign and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And some of the other cards will do different things throughout the campaign. All right, that is it. There's really no reason.
Yeah.
Let's see, check the time. Yeah, really no reason to play this out. Um, you know, she would probably just resort to dodge mode here.
Yeah.
Once she got back inside the doorway, she would be relatively safe if she was able to survive the first one. We'll go ahead and play it out. It'll be fun. So this first guy's only an inch away, so he could come and attack her. Do you want to dodge,
Yeah,
Vern?
yeah, we'll
So
dodge.
you'll have 3 dice 6. He gets a 6 though. Let's see if you can make it back into the doorway, and you do. So a 1-inch move for her could put her back into the doorway, and now she's in a spot where only one of them could get in on a time. So the next guy that moves up, um, if she can survive this one, he has 3 dice 6. A couple 4s. Only stopped one, would have to roll a 1 dice health check, and she passed it. So at that point, wasn't pointing at the right thing. At that point, she's inside this doorway, and that guy wasn't able to push her back,
Right.
and the rest of them will not be able to advance any further, even on her. So you can assume that they maybe went off and attacked Mac or whatever. But again, nothing's going to change as far as whether or not they're going to get the Hyksos scrolls and things like that. So the Cairo chapter is really about collecting information to try to figure out where the tomb of the serpent is located. So there are clues to its hidden location in certain artifacts that are in Cairo and around Cairo. And so that's what you're in Cairo to do, is to find out, to do your research. But along the way, you have these encounters with cultists who get on your trail and then eventually drive you out of Cairo as you continue your search for the Tomb of the Serpent to stop Apophis. Very cool. Very cool. So I'm going to have to go back and watch this and see where I feel like, where we kind of went wrong. we had the alarm very early, right? We had the alarm on turn 2. I'm not sure if avoiding that, of using the clever disguise and discarding, to try and go back into hiding, would have helped kind of avoid that and maybe give you a chance to get another plot point or two under your belt. You just don't know, because dice are dice, and sometimes they roll this way, sometimes they roll that way. So that's go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, and also, only had so much time. Like you say, we had to get right after it. You couldn't waste around. So and that's why I had Mac come right out and try it anyway.
And I think that was a smart move. I think it was. I think you had to, and because of the random placement of those the patrols, in the different directions, sometimes you have more of a cushion. Sometimes they're further away and they're going this way and that way and over there and over there. This one you only had maybe a couple turns, because that guy was very close to getting around that corner, and the guy over there coming through the tunnel too was very close. So it was very interesting how that played out as well. I liked that. The thing is that this was almost doable even up to the last turn. A very small window of opportunity, but even on this last turn, if Mac had completed that plot point, and if the next one had appeared within 6 inches of AJ, she was not engaged, and she could have gone and grabbed the next plot point. And whether or not she was able to hold on to it till the end of the scenario, that's another thing. So this was actually doable, as tough as it was. Tough as this was, and it was tough, it was still winnable on that last turn. So that I really liked. I actually liked that part of it. So that was pretty cool.
Sounds good.
All right, brother. Hang out with me for just a little bit. I have something I wanted to talk with you about. And then a big thank you to everybody that joined us today. If you're not a subscriber, get subscribed. Hit that Bishop. I don't have my glasses on. I can't read anything.
Yeah.
Bishop's on here. Oog is on here. How cool is that? Thank you for joining in Paris. Angzar Art is on here. Nay is on here. Thank you guys so much. Clyde Dashing, if that is your real name, sir. Very cool. Go for it. Painting is on here. Thank you guys so much for joining today. Luis is on here. Pond Skipper is on here. Sean Hudson. Thank you guys so much for being part of this today with us. If you'd like to do this with us on a Sunday, you got to get signed up. Send us an email or a Facebook message and say, hey, I want to do that too, and we'll sign you up. Doesn't matter if you've played 100 games or never played at all. We'd love to sit down and play a game of Pulp Alley with you. That's it for today. We'll see you all soon.
All right.
Play us out of here, Vern. Doodle-a-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Vern. Doodle-a-doo-doo-doo-doo.